Firstly, we define the LED, which is LED 1, 2, and 3, which we let the LED 1 at the third place, LED 2 at the fourth place, and the LED 3 at the fifth place. Then we also define the button as 2 and delay as 5 milliseconds. Then we also define the variable, which is the current pattern, as an integer, which initialize equals to 0, and also the I is an integer equals to 0. Then we firstly initialize the LED pin as the output, which is LED 1, 2, and 3, use the pin mode. And we also initialize the button pin as an input, use the pin mode button, then the input pull out. Then we go to our loop. First, we read the button state, which we define as the button state is an integer and equals to the digital read button. Then we check if the button is pressed or not. If the button state is equals to low, the low means that the button is pressed. So we continue by the increment of the current pattern. Then if the current pattern is greater than 2, which exceeds the number of pattern, we initialize the current pattern again equals to 0. Then we also let the delay time to debounce the button as 2000 milliseconds, which let the patterns to change. We also use the switch case function, which is case 0, case 1, and case 2 for our 3 pattern. So we go to our first pattern, which is the pattern 0. We want to let the LED blink sequentially. Firstly, we use the for loop for our pattern 0, which is integer I equals to 0. I starts from 0, then the I must less than 3 and increment of the I. Then we going into the loop, which is the digital write LED I equals to 0. If the I equals to 0 is high means that the LED is blink. Then we will continue by the delay 500 milliseconds and also the digital write LED 1 slow. Then the LEDs will dark again. Continue by the delay 500 milliseconds. Then it will go out again, and because the I is plus 1. So now the I is equals to 1. If it's high, the LED is blink, then continue by delay 500, and also the LED is dark again, then delay, and the process will continue until the loop finish. So if the loop is greater than 3, it will start from the initial, which is see that the button is pressed or not. Then we go to our pattern 1, which we want the LED to blink simultaneously. We use the while loop for this, as we want the LED 1, 2, and 3 to blink simultaneously. Then we continue by the delay 500 milliseconds, and we want 3 of our LED to dark again. Continue by the delay 500 milliseconds. The I also increment by 1, and we just loop until 3 times. It also will out to the previous one and see that the button is pressed or not. Goes to our last pattern, which is the pattern 2, alternative blinks LED. We use the do while function, which the digital write LED 1, 2, 3, which is high, low, high, and continue by the delay 500 milliseconds. The next for this pattern is the LED 1, 2, 3 is low, high, low. Then continue by the delay 500, and also loop again by I increment by 1, and we check the statement, which the do while loop is to do first and later we check. Then we also continue the loop. So this is all our codes. After finish getting our code, tick this, and it's done compiling, and we outlook to our board. Let's see our demonstrations of our board. We will see 3 patterns of the LED blinks. For the programmable button, it's very important that we set the buttons to the pin 2, and the user needs to use the input pull out as the input. The LED 3, 4, 5 is blink sequentially, and we press the button. The button is pressed for 2 seconds. Then it will continue with pattern 1, which is blink simultaneously, and we press the button again. And the last is the last pattern, which is blink alternatively.